Sonix has won a major in 2023 with a ton of amazing wins. We're going to be going over two of his sets. One of them I have not seen. One of them I was watching live, at least kinda. We're going to be watching Sonix versus Spargo and Sonix versus MK Leo. One was winner's quarters, the other was grand finals. Let's check it out because Sonix is obviously one of the least appreciated players by the masses because Sonic is a boring character and people don't like watching boring things. That's why people don't like baseball, even though it's my favorite game. So, my favorite sport. So, let's get into the matches. Of course, subscribe, turn on notifications. I would appreciate it. Let's go. So Leo and Sonix did play recently, actually. Let me just double check. So this was Leo going the character that he had succeeded with at Wave Dash 2 weeks ago, 3. I compliment Leo's use of Corrin at Wave Dash in terms of just him being able to control the space really, really well, right? And he can put hitboxes, make it a little awkward for Sonic to do stuff. But Sonix, if anything, is an incredibly studied player because, like, he gets to break down exactly what's going on all the time because he can generally have so much control in his games just because of how Sonic works. And of course, his control of Sonic is amazing. And I know I normally don't make videos about Sonix because it's Sonic. Like, I do not help the propaganda. But at the same time, he deserves it here because he won a major. Oh yeah, Leo definitely overextending there. You guys get to see it in more high definition than I do because I'm watching it on the Twitch when it's a quarter of the screen and y'all get to see it in like the whole screen, even though it looks like butt because it's a quad stream. Leo, what do you do? He made that. I mean, I know the set count of this because I talked about it in my nice forward tilt. I talked about it in my wrap up for GOML that this was a 3-0, but I don't know how it happened. Oh, Leo dropping his jab, getting good damage. Like, this looks like pretty controlling, so Sonic must get something pretty big. And then get like a huge lead. Because obviously Sonic's with a lead, like, you know the vibes, right? You know, whatever the image looks like. I would have down aired the shit out of that. I would have said, fuck it. You don't down air here? He has no double jump. Dude, down air, are you serious? I mean, I don't know if down air would kill, to be honest, because Sonic's recovery is kind of ridiculous. But I feel like it would have. Sonix instead is going to get this hit. Remember, at lower percents, it is very important to DI Sonic's spin charge in so that he doesn't get like the really, really deep forward airs, just for clarity, like that. I mean, he still got hit because it's super low percent, but it's better than getting hit off stage and like dying at, you know, super low percent. Okay, Leo with some good damage, advantage state. Sonic's advantage state, like the player and the character, I guess, but Sonic's advantage state, I'm gonna say it like that to, I guess, make it more obvious that I'm talking about the player as opposed to the character. Sonic's advantage state is super potent. He hits me so hard when we play, and I play Pika, and Pika's really hard to hit. Like, he uses his speed so well when it comes to making, like, all of these long advantage states. Okay, Leo getting a little impatient there. Up air falling out because that move low-key sucks. Ooh, I love that pin. Like, that's one of the things you have to worry about in this matchup, which is why I think he saw success at Wave Dash with this. I know Sonix, I think, took a set at Wave Dash, so, like, clearly it wasn't, like, unheard of, but being able to have that as your burst option is crazy, considering it kills so early. Oh, you're dead. Yeah, no double jump. You're not making that back. Nope. That was a great edge guard by Sonix. Recognizing when you don't have a double jump, or when your opponent doesn't have a double jump, is so important, and of course, a character like Sonic is going to get you off stage so frequently, so you really have to be ready for, like, those big edge guards. And again, suddenly now, like, look at this lead. Like, in 20 seconds, it went from Leo is winning to Leo is down 80%. Like, look at this. Taking the stage that he knows when people having to approach Sonic is actually really difficult, and Corrin a little slow in the air, so Sonix is going to be able to, like, read where that is. Leo has to jump backwards, which means it's easier to edgeguard. Doesn't get it, though. Oh, he got the Nair F smash. This is the broken shit. This is the, like, the end of times shit. Like, for such a long-lasting move, that's a little cheap. It's a little cheap. Just saying. Just saying it's a little cheap. But again, I don't think I've ever actually seen Sonix get that. Oh, and Leo goes Aegis. That's a surprise. I know, like, the thing about Aegis is, like, I feel like it's so scary to go Aegis against Sonic. Like, I know Aegis does well in the matchup. I think that Aegis still wins even if Sonix beat Leo here and beat Spargo, like, pretty handily in Grand Finals, which we'll get into, obviously. But I feel like it's so scary because Sonic can hit you so far off stage with no effort, which is why you just always have to be DIing in, you know what I'm saying? But it's scary to do that. Like, it's funny, when I watch Sonic beat Aegis, I'm more thinking like, ah man, Aegis is not top 3, more than I'm thinking Sonic is broken. And maybe that's just my copium to not think Sonic is broken, because I don't want to think Sonic is broken, because then I'm going to have a mental block against him. Getting off stage, you're dead. Like, this is absolutely dead. Bop. Like, how did this edge guard start? Oh, that spring was actually so good by Sonix. People are definitely caught off guard a lot because Sonic can cover the super high heights like Pika can with Thunder and stuff. And so players that use their double jump in a lot of situations to get out will get hit a lot by Spring, and Sonix really knows that. A lead against Sonic, I mean, you know the vibes. Like, Sonic is going to just be able to run away and keep you at disadvantage for a long time. Like, in terms of the game's disadvantage, again, another lingering Nair. The move is one of the best ledge trapping moves in the game because of how long it lasts, and get up attacking it feels bad because he has so much drift and control. Yeah, look at those layers are actually insane. Like, this Sonic's edge guarding against Aegis is probably the best in the game, to be honest, because it's spin forward air. Then look at this. All of that little timing was just to make it so that Leo couldn't recover immediately. He has to go low. And then the spring comes out when Leo tries to recover not under the stage here, like not under the lip, because it would be a guaranteed like second swing and then you just get forward smashed. So then you don't do that. You get hit by the spring and then you die anyway because there's no way to recover from there. So Sonix is up 2 stocks now. You hella know the vibes. Like, I can just skip to the next game here, to be honest. And like, not even as a disrespect to Sonix, as a, yeah, obviously you're gonna win here. Like, I don't know who brings this back against Sonix as a player. Like, it's so hard. 1 stock is fine. Like, 1 stock is doable, but like, this just feels so bad, especially when Sonix is on and he's hitting really hard and you're playing a matchup that you have an exploitable disadvantage like this. And he's going for more Nair ledge traps. That means people just are going to have to start get up attacking versus him, which is terrifying. Or like wait longer. But then you don't want to wait longer because then he just forward tilts you. Look at this, Leo's at 90. Yeah, and a spring, if you're not ready. So that was game 2. He went back to Aegis? Oh, I would not. That's crazy. Like, I feel like the Corrin was in the lead, the Corrin was fine, and I guess I understand the concept of like, yeah, well, I just won't die early. But I feel like playing just I won't die early against, or as Aegis first off, is hard. Especially against characters that can hit you so far off stage so quickly. Like, look at where Leo got hit. He got hit inside this 50% of the stage, right? Yeah, he got hit not even like away from center. And then this one combo hit him just off stage from center. That's like why Pika does well in the matchup, right? Is because you can just back air him or like nair loop and then up air bridge off stage to then get edge guards. Good early side B though. Like, did it end up being fine? Like, yeah, Leo's alive, but that doesn't mean it's not terrifying, and that doesn't mean that that isn't taking a mental toll. I feel like people don't appreciate the mental toll it takes to play Aegis against a character that can really edge guard you. Granted, people don't talk about the mental toll that it takes to play against an Aegis when they hit you up and you go, fuck me, I'm just gonna get hit by some type of up air. Like, I would definitely say Sonix he didn't camp that much from what I saw. He camped, like, again, he shouldn't be the one initiating. Like, Sonic isn't good at initiating, right? So he's always gonna be a little bit on the back foot. But the campiest set we saw was him versus Tilde. But that's because Tilde went to Battlefield twice. And like, that's like saying like, ugh, I can't believe this Snake player camped me. We only played on Kalos. Like, what? Yeah, you're going to, like, a Game & Watch timed me out. Ugh, we played on Kalos. Like, what am I supposed to do? That's a bad stage versus him. It's like, you picked the camping stage. Of course they're going to camp you. If you go Battlefield against Sonic, they're not going to interact ever because they don't have to. So instead, why would you play Aegis in the first place? Because they're broken. Oh, Leo, that didn't kill. I'm actually so surprised that down smash didn't kill. And homing attack going to be so good for getting off. Like, again, it's not, that pivot grab was ridiculous. It's almost like not worth it to challenge it. Oh, and he got that? Coverage that Sonic can have on this specific recovery is insane. Like, again, goes off stage, makes Leo kind of hold back so he can't up B, makes him feel like he has to up B early, and then gets the back air. Could Leo have air? I mean, like, you don't want to air dodge here because the Aegis air dodge is, like, so bad, right? So, like, what do you do? Sonic can only camp on stage with platforms. That's not true, but like, why wouldn't you? Like, he definitely can camp on like, I mean, he can't camp on FD, I guess, but like, there's only one stage without platforms, so it's not really relevant to be like, yeah, he can only do one on every stage other than the one he bans. Like, in my opinion, in the slower matchups, Sonic players should be banning FD. On stage like FD, he has to rush you down. I mean, he really doesn't. He just doesn't have a place to land safely. So he does the same thing. He just hopes that you land on him. But again, look suddenly like Leo was barely losing, right? I mean, it was 36 and now it's like 90 something because just Sonix is so good at not getting hit. It's not even the fact that he's camping. Like, you can camp and still get hit. But like, of course, Sonix, the recognition of that spin charge was ridiculous. It's super underrated probably. Like, I don't think people are gonna notice. They're gonna be like, ugh, Sonic is stupid, which like, yeah, he's a good character. But this spin charge, right? So obviously, I'm assuming this is just set play, right? If he techs in place, it does the normal one. If he techs away, he gets the normal one. This one, he knows that the spin charge is going to hit behind him, which means you're going to fall out. But you still have a bunch of hits done, so when he jumps, he does a homing attack because he didn't get launched up, because the launching hitbox is in front of him. And so then he gets the homing attack, and he didn't get anything off of it, but just that small bit of recognition, like those things over time and over the course of a set can be 20, 50, 70%, and someone going like, oh, well, what am I supposed to do? And then they get tired. And the best thing about Sonic is the mental game that he puts on your opponent, like the mental strain, he's dead. The mental strain you put on your opponent by like every time they mess up or every time you get something that like the opponent's not expecting, that's like your best aspect. Like, again, your advantage can be ridiculous. The thing that people don't appreciate about Sonix, I mean, they do, but like a lot of people don't appreciate how good Sonix is on the hit. His advantage state is one of the best in the world. I mean, every player that is top 5 contention has ridiculous advantage state, and Sonix is absolutely one of those players. He is so hard to hit. Sonic is also ridiculous and disadvantaged because of spring, because of spinning, because of his frame 2 air dodge. Like, he always has resources to get out without wasting his double jump. And if you don't have to waste your double jump, that means that you're always going to have better resources for later. Or if you get a reversal, like, and Leo getting a good kill for the dash attack not working? What? Did he not run far enough? Yeah, I think he just didn't go far enough. And yeah, whiffing a down tilt. How dare you whiff a really fast move? You're going to take 80% because of it. He took 80. Sorry, he took 67 because he was already at 13. He whiffed a down tilt and went from 13 to 80. Oh, and then got hit by the... That was so fucking good. Like, again, the Nair is... That's just a good-ass move, right? But the fact that it hit and his recognition of that situation to he's like, okay, I can't get a full combo. Maybe he could have got a fair, but it wasn't worth it. I'm just going to get stage so that even if I'm wrong and Leo goes to ledge, I'm ledge trapping him. And then he recognized the air dodge in with the forward smash. That was actually amazing by Sonix. And I mean, that was a really fast set, relatively, right? Great stuff to Sonix. That's going to be the first set we watch. Him 3-0ing MK Leo. Like, decently close games, but like, not a close set, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, chat? Now we're going to watch Grand Finals of Sonix versus Spargo. And again, same matchup, so sorry you're getting 2 of the same matchup in the same video. Just happens to be 2 really good players. And of course, Sonix and Spargo do have a decent history between them. I know Sonix destroyed Spargo at Genesis. I think they've played since, but actually, let me go check that. So Spargo has won 3 times, and before GOML, before Grand Finals, it was 3-1, the one being the really dominant winners quarterfinals. So, okay, this makes sense. This is a big win for Sonix then, because spoilers, he wins the set and wins the tournament. Leo should have gone core, and he did go core in game 1. I mean, I agree with you, honestly, but yeah. The thing is, playing a character that can get edge guarded so easily is just terrifying, right? And this doesn't change in the set. I remember seeing so many edge guards. What is Sonic's ethnicity? He is from, I think he's from the Dominican Republic. He's Dominican. And again, look at all this pressure. Great tech by Spargo. And yeah, that side B is going to be key in cutting down some spin dashes. Or spin chart, either one, I guess. The spin moves. Why did that kill screen? Again, nice back air. Like, you have to play on the back foot versus Sonic, which is why the Sonic sets can be really slow. Like, the problem is you have to be playing against Sonic on the back foot because you have to be like, okay, approach me. Like, you have to approach me if you have, like, the projectile or if you have the lead, and then you have to hit his things correctly, which is what Spargo did here. He's waiting for Sonic to approach and jumping backwards. Like, obviously, if Sonix waited here when Spargo does this double jump backwards, it's a bad spot for Sonic, or for Spargo, right? Because he's going to back air and he's going to land here. And then Sonic can kind of like spin dash here and hit him as he's landing, you know, whether he lands here or here, he can hit him for it. Sonix doesn't wait because it's a mix-up, and so that's why Spargo gets the hit there. And that's why I'm going to move my camera to Spargo so we can see Sonix's reactions. That's why you see when this happens, like Sonix goes, oh wow, okay, yeah, I got it. And he's aware that like, okay, he's double jumping in neutral to get away from my stuff. And I'm pretty sure that comes into play later. I definitely still think that Aegis wins the matchup, but it's wins the matchup asterisk, right? Because like it's more explosive the way of Sonic, right? It's kind of like when people say like, they win the Steve matchup, but then Steve is the scarier character. Sorry. Oh, nice trump, Jesus. And of course, this is after Spargo had a huge losers run after losing to Zomba. He beat Karama and Light and Midnight and Zomba and Tilde. So like this is a very long losers run. Spargo's becoming kind of the god of losers bracket runs because he's done this a couple of times now. Does Steve beat Sonic? No. It's even. I think it's literally like, who gets first stock? You win. The thing is, the reason that Aegis wins isn't because of their neutral necessarily. It's because, I mean, Nair helps. But it's because Aegis has a really strong advantage. Most characters can't really advantage Sonic because of Spring, because of air dodge, because they don't have fast enough aerials to like contest with a lot of Sonic's like air dodges and like being annoying up there, whereas Aegis absolutely can. So Aegis can land a ton of damage against Sonic when Aegis gets the hit. But that doesn't mean that Sonic can't also get the hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's dead. Because he extended once to try to dare him. That was it. Oh, beautiful. God, that was so good by Sonix. Because the thing is, Sonic can, like, because of the threat of his spin moves, side B and down B, he can actually do a lot of really tricky, normal aggression with, like, short hop aerials to catch people jumping, or just catch people like, oh, you're not spinning, I can be a little bit more free, or, like, repositioning to be ready for the spin, and Sonic can just kind of put himself in really good positions, and Sonix is really good at that in particular of doing the normal offense. Like, he hasn't spun in, like, 20 seconds or so. Because he's like, okay, well, I'm spinning and getting hit, so let me not spin until Spargo is going to continue to be more aggressive. It takes a little bit of space with it, but like he hasn't actually spun in a while, right? Because he's like, okay, well, I can't, I'll just get hit. Then the scrambles happens and spin is really good in those. But again, he's not really spinning for neutral. He's playing a normal game. But the threat of spin is, you know, what the hard thing is. And again, that's the kind of advantage you expect. And of course, like, look at that. That is why Aegis does well in the matchup. Didn't get, was that a double jump up there? I don't remember which game Spargo wins, because Spargo only wins one game. Of course, Mithra specifically being able to keep up with Sonic speed-wise is very nice, right? It's not just like he's going to constantly be way faster, right? Okay, there's up air, forward air. Side B. I feel like Leo didn't side B at all. Honestly, that should have been a side B, but you're not going to be ready for that because you might just get homing attacked. I love how Spargo's playing. Rolling a lot. Dude, it's so funny when people will like shit on Akala for rolling, even though Steve kind of has to because he's not mobile, but then like no one calls out like double rolls, and like Spargo's rolled like 5 times in the past like 10 seconds. Every player rolls. Stop shitting on the Steve players. Be nice. Oh, nice forward air. I don't think that was good DI by Sonix. I don't think that was supposed to kill. Oh, there's a big open up. Oh, you're dead? Yeah, you're dead. You're actually just dead. Bob. Sonic back here is ridiculous. Oh, such a smart use of spin to make sure that that's going to be dead. Everyone's a scrub, even the best players. No, scrubby options are good sometimes. It's not like, it doesn't mean people are scrubs. It means that, you know, roll is a good option. Like, I'm a spot dodge Andy, and I'll beat your ass. It's fine. And yeah, look at this. Like, this is the problem. Like, up a stock, you know the vibes. Sonix's edge guarding is so good in this matchup. He has made this flowchart incredible. Because again, a lot of the times, what you can do with edge guarding, right, is just like make lines. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to edge guarding, whoops, right? Like a lot of the times, players can kind of just make lines, right? Because that's all you're doing is like, here's the ledge, right? And like all you're doing is being like, okay, the opponent can recover in this way as Aegis, right? Or like slightly higher, or they go low and they double jump and up B. Sorry, they go low and they double jump and they up B and snap the ledge. But if they like go below here, they have to go up B 2 and then you hit them for it. So you're just trying to basically get someone to go to like this height or condition them in a way that like they side B and then you're in a good position to like jump back and back air them, right? Like this is what edge guarding is, right? It's just like, where is the line? What can they do? you know, if they can get, you know, closer, right? Like, you didn't hit them that far because you hit them from like pretty far on stage. Like, you're like, okay, well, you know, where's their air dodge, right? It's like here, like this is the air dodge area. So if they're falling here, you have to be ready for their air dodges. Then you also have to be ready for their double jumps. But if you hit their double jump and then they get smacked over here, and they're fucking dead because you just hit them again. So they don't want to do that. And so you have to basically go, okay, are they going to air dodge? Or are they going to side B here to kind of trick me because I'm going to go low and try to hit their up B? And that's just entirely what it is. But Sonix, as a player, has refined these flowcharts against like almost every character. It is so impressive to watch him edgeguard. Like, as an edgeguard connoisseur, I love it. And this is my favorite part about how Sonix, the player, plays. And like, his tools are really good at it because he has spring, he has back air, he has forward air, he has spin, he has a bunch of good stuff, right? But like, he really isn't camping. Like, he's playing passive neutral, but like, sorry, he's not running at the Aegis player. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what do you want him to like run and do jab? He tried to end it with a 3-stock. Is he gonna get 3-stocked? I think he's 3-stocked. Yeah, there's nowhere to recover. Because as I said, like, this is exactly what I just talked about, right? So he hits Spargo here, and he's like, okay, well, he can side B like here and here. And if he does it at any other distance, he's dead, right? So Sonix goes over here to try to bait the side B, because if Spargo doesn't side B and he just hears and then double jump and forward him, he's dead. So like, okay, I'm gonna try to bait him to like switch or to side B. So he double jumps backwards. Spargo transforms and he goes, okay, well, now he can't side B, so I'm just gonna drop a spring and then it's gonna hit the up B, and then I'm just gonna do it over and over again. And he messes up there, but like, that's literally exactly what I just talked about. Ew, was that full strength Nair back air at fucking 90? Ew, Nair needs more knockback growth. No, I don't want to kill either. Like, that's the thing, is like, Sonix has kind of only been spinning if he like really needs to take position, or like scrambles. Like, this is a scramble, and that's why he's spinning. He's almost exclusively been spinning in scrambles. Like, he's being really disciplined, because if you're not, yeah, nice up smash. If you're not disciplined, especially against a player like Spargo, they're just gonna blow you up for neutral. So Sonix is playing very disciplined right now in terms of how much he's spinning and what he's doing and everything. And I mean, I'm pretty sure the set only like looks that bad from now on. Like, I'm pretty sure it's like 2 more 2-stocks. And so like, you see, because Sonix is playing this like back foot, not really spin heavy neutral, Spargo is just like, fuck it, I have to overshoot a dash attack. And then he misses because Sonix rolls instead. So like, they're getting really deep into the layers of neutral. The layers of neutral. Neutral is like onions. It has layers. That roll's crazy. It was a great reaction. That's a punish, though. Like, I can understand what the Sonic players talk about when they're like, oh, homing attack is bad, because if you're playing correctly against Sonic, homing attack is bad, because you're supposed to be playing passive and neutral. You're supposed to be like mostly shielding and just kind of out of shielding stuff. You're supposed to like see the double jumps and stuff like that, which like, again, I find ridiculous. They're like, yeah, just always be ready all the time for this really fast move, that then you have to be worried about all these other options. Like, it's not like Diddy Kong where you're ready for monkey flip, because otherwise he's just going to use his aerials, as opposed to the spin move that moves forward and the other spin moves that moves forward but is invincible, and then homing attack, right? And wow, what a combo. Like, honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because I don't like watching Sonic, or like the matchups he's been getting recently have been campier, but like, this is fucking hype. Like, this is so good. Because like, I was like watching it and doing, like, I was editing yesterday, so like I was watching it while doing something else, so I wasn't like watching, like I wasn't only focusing on it. Like, he's playing so smart. Oh, the up tilt barely misses. That would have been the stock, but again, little mistakes like that, it's just kind of what Sonic does to people, because you have to be playing so carefully. Did he mean? There's no way that was on purpose, right? He did not mean to spin the wrong way, right? He just fucked up. He got caught in his movement or like messed up his RAR. There's no shot that was on purpose. Yeah, he gets out of it too early. I was about to say. I was like, if he did, that's a genius move to get it away from the, whatchamacallit, the dash attack. But yeah, and again, here, just for record, again, as we've talked about, Sonix really hasn't been spinning that much. He's only been spinning in scrambles, and he expected that to be a scramble. Spargo backed up, but he didn't feel comfortable enough to just like jump and then down air like he normally does, and that's why he dies, which is why immediately you see in the player cam, he spun, he got hit for it, and was like, right, yeah, okay. And he's like reminding himself, okay, nope, be consistent, right? And then I don't think we're gonna see another spin unless there's a specific scramble situation for a while. That's a scramble. Look at this. So disciplined. And even then, he spun and he kind of got hit. And again, that's another scramble. And he's like, I'm just making sure that I have the good hitbox here. And yeah, just trying to hit Spargo for approaching. He got it. Let's see how he can edge guard. That was a really good recovery by Spargo. And also, I think Sonix jumped out there a little too early. What a back air. I can't believe he was able to do that. How did he get that grab? I looked at chat half a second and then I saw like he did a crazy pivot. What the fuck? That was insane. How does that, what? How do you hit that? That's crazy. So again, like Spargo doesn't not have a lead or like he doesn't have a big deficit, but he needs to close it out. And of course, Sonix as a player is so hard to pin down. And Sonic as a character is hard to pin down. He accidentally hit the grab button instead of the shield button. No, that was on purpose. There's no way it wasn't. Uh-oh, footstool. That could have been the stock, honestly. If that was spin charge forward air into like another forward air on the double jump or something. To be fair, I don't think anyone should have a frame 2 air dodge. I think every character should have a frame 3 or slower air dodge. I say as I can, thunder out of hit stun. But like, look at this. He hit him in like 20 and he died. Down throw at 24. Because again, all of Vegas's moves are technically unsafe on shield. And then, again, we talked about the lines, right? So he's down here. Let's literally just go back to it. Bam, right? So he down throws Spargo. And Spargo's like here. Has all of his resources. So he has double jump, has up B. Can also like immediately double jump and side B because it's Mithra, but that would get you killed because Sonix just kind of techs it and then forward airs and you die, right? He techs, forward airs, E just gets sent over here and then falls and side Bs again and you're dead, right? So like that's not like this isn't an option really. So the only options are double jump immediately, like and swing with an aerial and then fall and then up B. Or you fall here and double jump and up B. So what Sonix does, like these are literally the only two options, right? So what you're gonna do is Sonix is gonna run off and try to react to double jump, right? If he reacts to double jump aerial, he techs and then falls and then double jump forward airs and he gets a hit, kind of like what I said about the side B. But then he reacts to the double jump air dodge or the double jump and he's like, oh fuck, and just tries to get out of there because he's like, okay, you're probably not swinging, you're probably gonna air dodge here because you're Aegis and you are being defensive. So I'm gonna spring. And again, spring puts you just below the ledge in a position where you can't air dodge. Like if Spargo air dodged from here, which is where he is, he wouldn't make it and he would die, right? So he knows he has to go for an up B. So again, the mix up is up B immediately. And like this is the meh, and then a shot, and then he falls, or he falls and up Bs and tries to snap the ledge. But also because of how like air momentum works, it's not like he just can immediately get to full speed. She has to like kind of zoom, she has to like kind of get faster, like she has to gain air mobility or airspeed. So she's gonna be like slow and then kind of get like, you know, it's gonna be like this. And I'm not sure if that's soon enough to get the snap, right? And I don't think Sonix is, maybe he does, I don't know. But he notices, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna be there. Sees that it actually isn't close enough because Spargo goes too far to the left because he's trying to just do it as fast as possible so Sonix can't fucking forward smash him. And then gets back aired. And then of course the side B comes and you get back aired because that's all Spargo could have done. It was literally the only way that he could have done anything. And that's a 2-1 for Sonix. I love talking about air dodging. If you want to know more about edge guarding, well, technically it's through Pikachu's lens, but I do have that Pikachu Deconstructed. So you become a Medify member. I'd really appreciate it. It's good content. You can learn how to edge guard in concept. And again, same thing, right? Like Spargo doesn't want to go high because it's terrifying and it's really easy to cover technically, but like you have to do it for the mix-up. But he's only going low, which means that Sonic is just dropping springs for free. A lot of side Bs coming out from Spargo because he wants to control neutral. But if Sonix isn't approaching, then it's not really approaching neutral. Or sorry, it's not controlling neutral. That was ridiculous. Sonic's back air lasts for so long. It's kind of a silly move. What a fantastic way to get a hit. Because again, Sonix here spins after these two side Bs. He's like, okay, well, if Spargo's going to be aggressive with these because he's taking space with it and you see him run forward, this is going to be a scramble. Then he spins because of it's good in the scramble, and then he gets this hit, and then he knows that he's DIing in because DIing out is bad, and he knows that Spargo knows that DIing out is bad because it's going to get you spin forwarded, so he does homing attack. And then he hits the double jump at the back here because this is realistically just a fucking guess. And Spargo loses his jump there, so he's dead. Ridiculous. Like, I don't know, this makes me appreciate Sonix's play a lot. That was a far-ass grab. That was such a, how did he get this grab? This looked so far. Jesus. What a good dash grab. He started his grab, like, here. Look at that distance. Damn. Crazy. And again, another spring when you're low. Another spring. He's just trying to hit him out, right? Because then out, you get the back air. Spargo, great recovery. Kind of surprised, honestly, that Sonix did not cover it. And then that's ungrabbable, and Sonix knows that he's trying to get baited into grab, so he's just not, and he just gets back into neutral. Skedaddle, Skadoodle, I now control neutral. Like, and again, that's another scramble slash advantage situation. Like, this whole thing is he's just like being like, hey, Spargo, are you ready for the spins now that I haven't been doing it? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? What a back throw. The answer is Spargo's not ready. And Spargo's like kind of aware of what's going on, right? Because also like Spargo or Sonix doesn't have a lot of percent, so you kind of see when he gets grabbed here. Like, and not like and no type of disrespect, but just like sometimes you know what's happening. He just goes like, yeah, okay, he's winning. And like, sometimes you just feel that, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are plenty of times where I've played top players and they're just doing really well. And then I'm like, okay, but I can do it. And then they like kick my ass at the beginning of a game. And I'm like, okay, I guess you're gonna win. I'm still gonna try my best, but like, I'm kind of accepting here that you're probably gonna win because you're just really good. What a good grab. And like, that's what you have to do versus Sonic, honestly, is just fucking dash grab them. But it's so hard to dash grab them. I guess because I play, like, Pika can play against Sonic and force him to spin a lot. I guess I didn't notice how little he spins against most other people. Because, like, he spins against me a lot and against Shiny Mark a lot. And, like, those are obviously going to be the ones I watch the most. My perspective is definitely a little slanted. Because he's not spinning that much, like, at all. Oh, right, that. I forgot he was up 3 stocks to 1 when this happened. I was saying, like, it was 1 stock lead, but still. And again, has him in the corner. Has the stage position, is not giving up position. Like, look at this dominance versus Spargo, arguably the best player in the world, and Sonix is making him look like outclassed. Do you know how hard it is to outclass Spargo? It's impossible. Sorry, it's possible by 1 person, apparently. And again, there's the one mix-up. It's like, hey, by the way, are you ready for this? And then Spargo's like, no, I fucking wasn't. God damn it. And yeah, he's just mashing, right? He's just like, I just fucking die. Please die. If you don't die right now, I'm fucked. And he just dies and he loses. Imagine Spring winning a major. What a move to win a major. But again, Sonix played absolutely ridiculous. Like, just so consistent, right? And the thing about Sonix is his play, he's not even trying to win necessarily. He's trying to play the best that he can, which is why his pop-off isn't the fact, like, I won, I did great, I'm happy for the fact that I won. It's like, oh my God, I played well and it worked. Let's go. And I mean, that's his entire pop-off, is him doing this, right? He's like, yes, I was right the whole time. If I just play well, I win. Because he played well. Like, he played amazingly well. Like, so strong. What a strong performance by Sonix. He wins GOML 2023 very easily, honestly. Like, obviously, he put in a lot of effort, and he's a very talented player, but he won pretty easily. Like, his matches were dominant all the way through. He didn't go to a game 5 once this tournament. He went 3-1 with Goblin, 3-1 with Spargo, and 3-2 with everybody else, which is insanely impressive. So shout outs to Sonix. Again, I think he probably will get the number 5 spot on the rankings because he's like so consistent and now has won a major, and that was kind of like the one tick against him. He's like, well, like all these other people have won majors, right? But he won a major now, so like this is him. Granted, this is his first major win, so it's obviously a little different. But like Sonix is just a very composed, I guess is the way to put it. You haven't really seen Leo pop off, right? Like Leo's hardest pop off was like Genesis, where he fucking like hits his leg. He's like, yes. Like his hardest pop was him going like, yes. Like he's not like, buh. It's not like me or Light or Mars or whatever, because he's just composed, and that's how he is as a person. But like, it was just so impressive to watch him win. And again, he knows if he plays well and he's on top of his game, Sonic obviously has the tools to win all the time, and Sonix as a player has the tools to win all the time. So again, such a good, God, it was such amazing play just now. Like, I honestly wasn't expecting to enjoy this much. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be this pure, like, out of respect, and because he won a major, and like, I'm gonna do it. And then I really enjoyed these games.